Alright guys, welcome back. Now I'm up basically right outside my door where I'm living, and I'm going to show you some of the more creative ways that I'm trying to grow potatoes. Good old wine caskets, cut in half, and I drilled drainage holes in the bottom so they wouldn't flood. And these are Red Vikings. And I mean, you can really see these vines. This is a really good example of just how long some of these vines were. And you can see that they are in fact, that they are in fact producing top growth, which tells me that there is root activity going on. And I've done this piece of Prodex just to reflect the sun back into it because of the way the thing's oriented. I figured. And at one time last year, I had a pretty nice barrel going with some Yukon Golds, but of course the deer come in here and think it's a salad bowl. So this barrel over here has all purple Majesties, and you can see that you've got lots of activity here. And now as that grows up, I'm going to keep adding mulch higher and higher and higher in the barrel. And once it gets to the edge here, I'll stop and just let the top growth just do whatever. It's kind of a modified potato turret using tires method. I just decided to use a wine barrel, and so hopefully I can have this thing full of tubers. It's yeah, as you can see, it doesn't take up much space. It's kind of self-contained. Anybody that's familiar with container gardening can certainly do this, and it's fun, and they're actually kind of attractive too. Over here is just an experiment that I'm running. We're redoing our tomato bed over across the way, and so this is kind of just the old dirt that came out of it. And I mean, I have so many potatoes, I'll show you that in a minute, that, you know, I didn't want to waste them. So I just kind of spread this dirt out and just started planting. This is Red Vikings and purple Majesties. And you can see that they don't seem to mind being in here. That they are actually doing pretty well. These reds seem to be going a little slower, but they're catching up. Here's one right here that's doing pretty good. And you can see this guy is just now starting to do something, and this guy is too, but yeah, I can see some leaves starting right there on it. But I mean, even this little buddy right there, that guy actually emerged from the ground. He wasn't even associated with the root zone or the vines that I put in. So, and I sprinkled this with coffee grounds. If you're wondering why it's so dark on top, that's all coffee grounds from my local Starbucks. And oh, by the way, when you get the free grounds for your garden from Starbucks, they come in an aluminized Mylar bag. So if you don't know why that's significant, give me a message and I'll tell you. And while we're at it, here's some onions that I've been playing around with. These are Cipollini gold coins and purpleette mini onions, blueberry bushes, garlic, superstar white onions, more garlic. I just planted this bed from seed with Cipollini gold coin and mini purpleette onions. This whole thing is going to be just lovely onion bed. And here's my garlic. Garlic's really important, guys. It's easy to grow too. This is the second stage. Typically you plant your garlic in the fall, you let it grow a little bit, and then it dies off over winters and comes back with a fury in the springtime. That's exactly what's happened here. you know, in beautiful Northern California, we have a pretty good long growing season. So even though it's just into March, you can see that I have all kinds of activity going on here. These are Egyptian walking onions. They're kind of a bunching onion. And they've kind of struggled, but they're coming up. So, last but not least, I'll show you in this third segment. Now, this might not look really impressive right now, but this is what I was working with. These are, in fact, Purple Majesties. And I mean, these guys are really trying to grow. I mean, you can see leaves coming up right there. But just to show you, when you buy seed potatoes, they're going to look very similar to this. They aren't going to have that long of a runner on them. You know, there'll be some buds certainly, but they're not going to look like this. But that's okay. This is just absolutely wonderful. And if I just set the camera down real quick, I'll pull one apart and show you what they look like on the inside. Okay, I just took a bite out of one. Wow. Isn't that something? Purple inside and out. So, can you imagine the mashed potatoes, that purple mashed potatoes? How many of you ever had that? Or how about purple potato chips? Yeah. So, very, very cool. And like I said, this variety is really cool because it contains significant amounts of a fairly exotic antioxidant called erythrocyanids. And it's been shown to do various things, including lower the risk of heart disease, age-related memory loss, certain kinds of cancers, and things like that. So definitely is going to give your immune system a boost. Now I'll show you what I have left of the other varieties. Bear with me. Try not to get too seasick. If you have to turn away, I understand. Here's Canellas. Now I took kind of the cream of the crop out of these, but you can see this one is very plantable. You know, it's got some nice eyes coming out on them. This one, for example, has a nice one. And don't be afraid to cut your potatoes. It's commonly done, and if you look in the Ronager's potato growing guide, that's exactly what they tell you to do. As you can see, I have more potatoes here than I know what to do with. Here are the purple Peruvians, the fingerlings. And you can see how small they are. I mean, that's how they are small. I mean, here's a decent sized one. And again, purple. I think as they begin to get starchier, they lose their color, and so that's why maybe you see the white streaks in them. But when I harvested them, these things were purple all the way through. Now these are still plenty viable to plant. I mean, look at that. I mean, this guy just wants to get in the ground. Can you blame him? So like I said, I have more potatoes than I can do with. So I'm trying to give these away, honestly, to other like-minded people that are doing their gardens. So anyway, SolarSteve on potatoes today. Hope you enjoyed that. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And also feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe. And we will certainly update you as the season progresses. So let's keep the sun shining on America, folks. Have a great day.